My dear students, in this class, we will discuss part 3 of aromatic, anti-aromatic and non-aromatic characters. Already in the previous lecture, we discussed up to polynuclear aromatic compounds, naphthalene, anthracene, phenanthrene. After that, some more examples you have to consider to have the clear-cut understanding about the aromaticity and anti-aromaticity, non-aromatic characters. We have to know first the meaning of benzenoid aromatic compounds, non-benzenoid aromatic compounds. All those compounds which are having benzene ring in their aromatic compounds, they are always called benzene ring containing aromatic compounds, benzenoid aromatic compounds. And some compounds will not be having benzene ring, yet they will be satisfying Huckel 4n+2 bielectron rule. And so, though they are not containing benzene ring, they are cyclic, monocyclic, satisfying the rule, and so they are also aromatic, and such compounds are called non-benzenoid aromatic compounds. So, first benzenoid aromatic compounds we are considering containing benzene ring. Non-benzenoid aromatic compounds, we can take all these as examples, already we discussed, except enulines, aromatic enulene, that is a different topic, and with this we are going to complete the aromaticity after the discussion of enulines. That is the part number 4. Cyclopropanyl cation, cyclobutadiene dication and dianion, and this is cyclopentadienyl anion, cycloheptatrienal cation, which is called tryptyl cation, cyclooctatetraenyl dianion. All these we discussed previously. All these are aromatic, but any one of these is not at all containing benzene ring, and so these are all called non-benzenoid aromatic compounds. Up to this extent it is okay. Now we will go further. Already we discussed naphthalene, which is aromatic. There, this is naphthalene, and it is having peripheral pi conjugated system. There is continuous delocalization for this periphery pi conjugate system, and so it is also satisfied Huckel 4n+2 bielectron rule where n is equal to 2, and so naphthalene is aromatic in nature. We discussed it, and this is the hybrid of these two. These two are called aromatic sextants, and totally there are 10 electrons, but this contains 6 electrons, this contains 6 electrons, but 2 carbons are common, 2 electrons are common for both these two. And anyhow, these two aromatic sextants are partially overlapping, and that is why the resonance energy for naphthalene is somewhat lowered. It is not expected one. In spite of 72, we are getting there only 63. That also we discussed. And the other interesting example here, we are considering the molecular formula for naphthalene C10H8. It is naphthalene. Its other isomer is also there. This is the other isomer for naphthalene, because these two are having the same molecular formula. This is what 7-membered ring, and this is a 5-membered ring. Totally there are 10 pi electrons. C10 means 10 pi electrons will be there, and there are 5 bonds. All the 5 bonds will be carrying 10 pi electrons. So all these are nothing but the periphery, as a result of which pi conjugate system is there, delocalization is also there. But here there is no benzene ring, there is no benzene ring. This is the 7-membered ring, this is the 5-membered ring. Delocalization taking place entire over the molecule. And here if you take 6 electrons and here 4 electrons, totally 10. But here 2 carbons are common, 2 electrons will be commonly shared. And so here, in this case, in this 7-membered ring, 7 electrons will be there, 5-membered ring, 5 electrons are there, totally there are 12 electrons. In spite of the 12 electrons, there are 2 electrons are commonly shared. So that is equal to 10 electron system. And so this is the delocalized rings covering both the 7-membered ring and 5-membered ring. It is aromatic or not? It is also satisfying Huckel rule. It is satisfying Huckel 4n plus 2 pi electron rule when n is equal to 2. This is having 10 pi electrons. So it should be aromatic. But here 7-member ring and 5-member ring, you can you call it as aromatic or not? In what way you can call it? It is completely satisfying Huckel 4n plus 2 pi electron, no doubt. Strictly speaking, it can be called aromatic. What is the evidence that you can show? If it is having 6 electrons, aromatic sextet is there. In that way you can think. For that, you have to take the practicality. Here, if you consider the dipole moments, for the case of naphthalene, it is 0d because it is symmetrical. Symmetrical molecule will be having 0 dipole moment. It is said to be nonpolar. But dipole moment values show that for azulene, the dipole moment is 1.0d. What does it indicate? That means azulene is a polar molecule. Azulene is a polar molecule. Where is the polarity here? There should be the separation of plus and minus charges. And that is there in the case of azulene because one electron will be transferred here to this case. So what else can be obtained here? This is the 7-member ring, this is the 5-member ring. One electron is transferred from this. So this will be containing how many electrons? This will be containing how many electrons? When one electron is transferred here, one electron is transferred from this ring to that ring. So what happens here? This will, when one electron is lost, this will be acquiring positive charge. When one electron is gained, this will be acquiring negative charge. And this will be now having 6 electrons. This will be also having 6 electrons. This contains 6 pi electrons. This also contains 6 pi electrons. This is what you call polar ion, dipolar ion. This is what you call dipolar ion. So in this case, dipolar ion is present. As there is a polarity, plus and minus are separated, it will have certain dipole moment, and that is why the experimental value is 1.d. That is only due to the structure, not due to the structure. So here in this case, this proves the presence of dipolar ion in the case of azulene. And so this is also aromatic character because this is having aromatic sextet, that is having aromatic sextet. Both are containing 6 electrons each at the same time. This is not at all having any benzene ring. And so this you can treat it as non-benzenoid aromatic compound. This is treated as non-benzenoid aromatic compound because there is no benzene ring. In this way, azulene is another interesting example to include in the aromatic character and also in the non-benzenoid aromatic compounds. So azulene is also certainly aromatic, an isomer of naphthalene. That is the difference between these two. This is also very important from the competitive examinations point of view. Okay. One more example we will consider. Please take it. Please note it. Okay. Here one more example I am considering. That is this is what you call biphenyl. That is biphenyl. Is it aromatic or not? Pi, sigma, pi, sigma, pi, sigma, pi, sigma, pi, sigma, pi, sigma. There is pi conjugation at the periphery. How many electrons is it having? Totally it is having 12. 6 plus 6, so 12 pi electrons in this. When it is having 12 pi electrons, 4n rule is satisfied. So what should it be? It should be anti-aromatic. People think like that. It is anti-aromatic. This is anti-aromatic. But the concept is wrong. It is not anti-aromatic. This is wrong. 12 electrons are there. When n is equal to 3, 4 into 3, 12. It is satisfying Huckel 4n rule, said to be anti-aromatic, but it is not anti-aromatic because this is separate benzene ring, that is separate benzene ring. This can be treated as phenylbenzene. It is a benzene derivative. You have to see separately a benzene ring for this and separate benzene ring this. In the case of naphthalene, there is partial overlapping. In this case, there is no partial overlapping. Two individual benzene rings are connected. If one H is removed from benzene, it is called phenyl. And so this is phenylbenzene. A benzene derivative, benzene substitute, just like toluene, just like nitrobenzene. You are writing this as the phenylbenzene. And so here, the aromatic structures are not at all spoiled. This is individual, that is individual. This is aromatic and that is the derivative of benzene. This is also aromatic. Put together, this is said to be somewhat more aromatic in nature. More aromatic in nature. This is not at all anti-aromatic. This is one of the interesting examples to consider. Biphenyl or phenylbenzene is not at all anti-aromatic, though it is satisfying 4n plus 2, 4n rule, but separate benzenes are there, separately they are aromatic, and so it can be treated as benzene substituent, benzene derivative, and so benzene derivatives are also benzenoid compounds. So this is also completely aromatic in nature. Okay, please note it. Now let us consider some heterocyclic aromatic compounds along with the carbons in the ring structure. Heteroatom like nitrogen, oxygen, sulfur may also be present. We are considering these four compounds. We are considering only at present monocyclic, not bicyclic, not tricyclic. Pyrrole, furan, thiophene, pyridine. These four compounds are more interesting in the case of heterocyclic aromatic compounds because all these, just like benzene, they are undergoing electrophilic substitution. In the benzene, for a single substituent, there is no orientation. All these 6 positions are equivalent. But in the case of these heterocyclic aromatic compounds, even for mono substitution, there is orientation. All the positions present there are not equal for mono substitution. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 5 are equal positions, and this is 3, 4 equal position. This is called alpha position, this is called beta position. There are 2 different positions for the case of mono substitution also. Anyhow, they are undergoing, all these are undergoing electrophilic substitutions just like benzene, which is required. Now, all these are satisfying Huckel 4n plus 2 bi-electron rule. Huckel 4n plus 2 pi electron rule when n is equal to 1. That means there should be 6 pi electrons. In the first case, if you take, this is pi bond, this is pi bond, sigma bond, and lone pair also here. That means pi, sigma, lone pair, sigma, pi, like this. Pi, sigma, lone pair, sigma, pi. That means pi, lone pair conjugation is there. Pi, lone pair conjugation is there. This is the conjugation. In all these cases, pi, sigma, lone pair, sigma, pi, like this. In this case also, pi, sigma, lone pair, sigma, pi. In all these three cases, we are having pi, lone pair conjugation. Pi, lone pair, lone pair, like that. That is repeating. It is a cyclic system. Conjugation is there, and this is the periphery of the molecule. And conjugation system is there at the periphery of the molecule, at the surface of the molecule. And so there will be delocalization. In this delocalization, this lone pair is also participating. This also participates. This participates in delocalization. This also participates here in delocalization. This also participates. In delocalization, right? In all these three cases, the lone pair present on nitrogen, oxygen, sulfur are participating. The other lone pair is not participating because the aromatic section is already fulfilled there. It is satisfying Huckel polar plus 2 electron rule, thereby getting aromatic character, thereby getting stability. If this lone pair is also utilized, stability is lost. So it won't be utilized. Any compound does not want to lose the stability in nature. It wants to gain still more stability by any other means. And so here, thiobium and furan, pyrrole, same case is there. Here, nitrogen is carrying one hydrogen also, 1, 2, 3. There are 3 bonds for nitrogen. For oxygen, 2 bonds and 2 lone pairs. For sulfur, 2 bonds, 2 lone pairs. For nitrogen, 3 bonds and 1 lone pair. That single lone pair present there in pyrrole is also participating in delocalization to give the aromatic character. In what we can write here? Just let us try to write the resonance forms. First of all, let us consider pyrrole. The same can be adapted for the other molecules also. This is the lone pair. Using this lone pair, you can bring the polarization in the conjugate pi bond. This lone pair is moving like this. The pi bond goes to the beta carbon, and thereby what happens there? This lone pair is coming as a bond. This bond is settled here, minus charge. And as nitrogen is pushing its lone pair, it gets a positive charge. Don't forget. Plus minus 0, 0. This is neutral molecule. And once again, this is the negative charge having conjugated pi bond. Using this, you have to bring the polarization like this. So once again, you can write the resonance form. And nitrogen here, negative charge. You cannot shift like this. If shift is like this, the positive charge is lost, that is all. If you write like this, NH, already there, if bond is shifted like this, positive charge is vanishing. And here, how many bonds are there for nitrogen? How many bonds are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 bonds. There are 5 bonds. So, this nitrogen is having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bonds. Nitrogen carrying 5 bonds is impossible. It does not exist at all. Beyond 4 bonds, nitrogen can form. Can never form beyond 4 bonds. It is 5 bonds. And so, this structure is not at all acceptable. This structure is not acceptable. And so, this charge remains this. And here we can write 2 more. Totally you will get 5 resonance forms. In what way you can write here? Just you can imagine now. This lone pair may be shifted in this manner also. Like this. Like that also you can write. And so another resonance form you can write here. Nitrogen donating lone pair plus. This is settled here. And this is the pi bond. Using this once again you can write the polarization like this. NH plus, and so what is going to happen there? So using this five lone pair charge is shifting like this. This is coming to the sides, towards this side, and so here, here, here like this. And all the four carbons you are getting the minus charges, and all these you are having nitrogen positive charge, and this is the neutral form. This is the 5 resonance forms in the case of pyrrole. In that way, the lone pair of nitrogen and the 2 pi bonds will be delocalizing. As a result of which, we can write the hybrid here. In what way you can write the hybrid here? NH, this is the hybrid, along with nitrogen is also carrying positive charge. This is the resonance hybrid for all these. Nitrogen lone pair is participating here. Nitrogen lone pair is participating. This is the resonance hybrid. Okay. So this is the case. Now if you want to extend the matter, ammonia and its derivatives are generally treated as basic because of the availability of lone pair of electrons on nitrogen. In the case of pyrrole, as this is the planar structure, nitrogen here undergoes sp2 hybridization. Nitrogen undergoes here sp, this is the extra matter, sp2 hybridization. sp2 nitrogen is more powerful electron withdrawing, more electronegative. As a result of which, the sigma bond between nitrogen and nitrogen is moved towards nitrogen, as a result of which this gets partial positive character and can be removed as H+. That means pyrrole is having weak acidic character, and that is why pyrrole dissolves in concentrated KOH or a strong base like KOH to give you N-potassiopyrrole. N minus K plus, N-potassiopyrrole is obtained, salt is obtained there, because H plus is acidic there. That is why pyrrole is weakly acidic. At the same time, this is also a very weak base. Why is it weak base? Because the lone pair of electrons on nitrogen is participating in delocalization here. As a result of which, the lone pair is not easily available. So the basic character is also less. That means pyrrole is having weak acidic character as well as weak basic character also. It is having dual nature. Similarly, we will be having the furan and thiophene. These are having resonance forms like this, and they will be having aromatic character, and all these are said to be aromatic in nature. All these are aromatic in nature. In the case of pyridine, you have to compare between these two. Pyridine is also basic in nature, but it is also having delocalization. You can write like this: pyridine, this is pyrrole. Even you can take pyridine for considering the resonance forms. This lone pair is not participating in the delocalization because already there are having 3 pi bonds in conjugation at the periphery. These will be undergoing cyclic delocalization. So here, if you want to write the resonance forms, do one thing. This is nitrogen. Here, you need not touch nitrogen. Pi bond is delocalized. And so what happens here? Now let us consider the resonance structure of pyridine. In this manner, it is better to consider nitrogen as minus. So let us consider this structure of pyridine. This lone pair is not participating, no doubt. Let us consider the pi bond shift towards nitrogen, because nitrogen is more electronegative. So what will we get here? A lone pair, nitrogen gets negative charge, and this carbon is losing, the electron density is positive. Once again, the pi bond will be shifted towards like this. So you will get another resonance form, nitrogen minus, and here this is coming, this is positive charge. Once again, you can consider the shift. In what way the pi bond will be shifted like this? You will get one more structure here. This is present here. This is coming here. This is losing the electron density. And here, this is here. Already we written here. Minus charge is moving like this. This is coming here. This is plus. You need to write this one. These are the resonance forms. Still, we can write two more for these resonance structures. In this case, pyridine ring, three bonds will be alternating, and we will be getting the structure once again. If you consider this one going like this, you will get here original structure like this. Like this. This charge is coming to the earth, plus charge is cancelled, and you will get the same pyridine. So these are the resonance forms. In this, the lone pair is not participating, and three pi bonds are delocalizing continuously, and so it is a satisfying rule. It is also aromatic. And if you take the basic character here, basic character, when compared to pyrrole, this nitrogen is also sp2 nitrogen because it should be having planar structure. Along with the sp2 carbon, it is also undergoing sp2 hybridization. This is also sp2 nitrogen like this. But this lone pair is available here, it is not participating, freely available. And so the basic character of pyridine is greater than the basic character of pyrrole. Okay? In this way, we can take all the heterocyclic aromatic compounds, particularly these were more important, and better to compare the basic character of pyridine with pyrrole. Pyrrole is less basic than pyridine. Of course, pyrrole is an additional character, that is acidic character. So this is about the heterocyclic aromatic compounds. Still, one more important topic is there, that is annulenes. Annulene. We have to consider this separately because this is also a big topic. Annulene, represented by CN These are sometimes represented as CH double bond CH n times, polyenes. Annulenes are more important. Some of the annulenes are aromatic in nature. Some of the annulenes are anti-aromatic in nature, but it can be seen that in spite of getting anti-aromatic character, they will be converted into non-aromatic character. Whenever non-aromatic character is obtained, simply you can treat that planarity is lost, non-planar is there. Okay. Previously, I also mentioned you one point about the planarity. That is reminding you at this time. This is also a very important bit. This is cyclooctatetraene. Cyclooctatetraene. Or we can write it as this is a delocalized cloud containing 8 pi electrons. Huckel foreign rule is satisfied here. So it seems to be anti-aromatic. Theoretically speaking, it should be anti-aromatic. What about the practicality? This should be in agreement with the experiments like spectral analysis, in particular NMR spectrum, dipole moment character, and also X-ray analysis. As I previously indicated you, according to X-ray analysis, there are two types of bond lengths. One is 1.54, other one is 1.34. One is double bond character, other one is single bond character. And here, half double bond, half single bond, if you take the resonance forms. That is not there. And that is why, in nature, if you take this, the structure is, as I already told you, this is what you call tub structure. Here, this is a double bond, double bond, double bond, double bond, single bonds. This is what you call non-planar. This is non-planar. When planar, here planar is there, that planar is lost here, so there is 4 5 bonds. Even though there are 4 5 bonds, as it is non-planar, Huckel rule is not applicable. As a result of which, you have to call all this, that is not anti-aromatic, it is said to be non-aromatic. This is also a very important bit in the examination. Cyclooctatetraene is not existing as a planar structure, it is in the tub shape, as a result of which planarity is lost. When once planarity is lost, Huckel rule is not at all applicable, and that is why it is considered as non-aromatic but not anti-aromatic. Okay.